So, we are live, sitting in hope, watching Sky Sports News. Why? Why are we watching Sky Sports News? To watch other clubs do their business, to watch other clubs in a pandemic, in a recession, do business, while our club uses it as an excuse to do absolutely nothing. I'm going to go into a few issues that I've got as well. I've got Dave with me from Stadiums for Ants. I've got Doug with me as well from both over in the States. Both look as miserable as I feel. I'm not going to lie, boys. You ain't looking happy chappies. I think you are a picture for every United fan out there at the moment. Everyone who is in the comments, have your say. I'll bring up as many comments as possible. But I've labelled this video as United have finished. I can't see any way back, boys. This looks like the nail in the coffin for me. Every time I put Sky Sport News on, the leading with the headline, United have signed Tellez. You know what? It's the most underwhelming signing I've ever seen at United. And that's not because of the player. That is simply because of everything else that has gone on around it. The words I've heard today, shambolic is the one that comes to mind that everyone is using. But I've got so many issues with this transfer market and this window. Oh, but I know you guys want to have your say. Everyone's heard what I've had to say recently. But Dave, I know you've got to shoot off soon as well, mate. So just tell me how you're feeling, mate, first of all. And I don't know if there's any particular part of this and our business that riles you more. But for me, I'm just going to let you go ahead with it, mate. Let the people know how you feel. Let's see if anyone agrees.
Ed Woodward earns £3.18 million annually. And as far as I'm concerned, it's fucking theft.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Mate, you're not far off.
Where does that money come from? That money comes from you and from me and from everybody in the comments who's ever bought a kit, who's ever bought a ticket, who's ever gone on the stadium tour, who's ever bought an MUTV subscription. This man is stealing our money. What has he given us? Ever. He hasn't given us anything. We give
Lies, mate.
£2 million a year and he gives us nothing. It's criminal.
Yeah. I mean, Daniel Luciano there, he was on our show after the Tottenham game, and he was quite positive, but he said he's done. It's killed me. Shambolic indeed. I mean, Doug, mate, I don't know what to say, pal. I'm watching Arsenal going 45 million on Thomas Partey. I'm listening to our club saying that United will lose more than anyone else in terms of this pandemic. I'm going, hang on a minute. Arsenal, 60-odd thousand seater stadium, gate revenue. Spurs paying for a new stadium, losing out on NFL money, borrowing 140 million from the government, still making signings. Us, excuses, mate.
I mean, David touched on it though. I mean, you look at the ownership and you look at Woodward and you look at the state of this club from top to bottom is a complete disaster. The stadium, Old Trafford, is falling apart. Like, there's no investment in this club right now. There's none. And taking Ali aside right now, you have to feel for him. All day, it's been talked about. There are little to none of the signings that were made today that were probably on his major list of things that needed to come into this club. Zero. So putting his tactics on the pitch aside, this is a disgrace, and it's a slap in the face for him, for the players, for the fans. It's insane, and I can't even be. Listen, like you said, we're sitting here stateside in the U.S. I can only imagine how it must feel to people in the U.K., especially in Manchester right now. Like, I would be outside of Old Trafford right now. I've seen riots for clubs that I support domestically for less, like outside the stadium. And we're talking like cars set on fire. I'm not going to lie, it's mad times over here, but like people show up when they're unhappy about something. And I can't remember anything that's gone to this level for this long of ineptitude, and watching it just continue to like just be fed over and over and over again. And when has this club ever heard, outside of from the program, when do you ever see Ed Woodward step in front of the public and take a line of fire from the fans or from questions? When? Unless it's completely scripted for something for Man U TV. When do you ever see him in the line of fire? It's ridiculous. And my big thing that I was going to bring to you tonight is think about how detrimental this is to this club moving forward for any transfers we want to do. No one is going to take us seriously. And I think we've all known that, but this just highlighted even worse because we knew we wanted Sancho. Everyone in Europe, even outside of Europe, everyone globally who's a Man U fan or even just an avid football supporter knew that Man United and Sancho were linked for a long time now. And to watch this draw out the way that it has, we are completely screwed for any transfer window moving forward. No one will take us seriously.
Exactly. You touched on it there. I mean, sorry, Dave. And Daniel says it there. You touched on it. We all know. We know what's best. We know what to do. We know where to make it. I mean, Dave, we just sold Chris Smalling for 18 million roundabout. That pays for Cavani and Telles in terms of agent fees for Cavani near enough, and the fee that we've paid for Telles. We've actually bought 2 players in and made money from a player who wasn't even playing in our football club, in our team, mate. We've actually made money on transfer deadline day. I'm looking at Spurs. Spurs are about to sign Roden from Swansea and make their 8th signing of the window. We have got a player we don't know if he's fit enough, who's been galloping around on horses for months in Cavani. And we've got a player in Telles, probably will come in, the only one that's probably going to come in. Van der Beek now, Dave, doesn't even look like an early signing because he can't get him into his team because he won't let go of Pogba. He won't drop anyone to bring in Van der Beek to even give him a chance. I'm at a loss, mate, at how this works and how anyone can convince me that my thoughts that this club is dead is anything but, mate. I really am. I just don't see a way back from this. From what I'm seeing on the pitch to what I'm seeing today, youngsters being signed, for me, what's the point? What's the point in signing youngsters when Ollie's not going to see them come to fruition? They'll be out the door by the time these players come through. And then will the manager that comes in next really want them? There's no plan. There's absolutely zero plan in these players now. And I heard Tim Howard talking from over in the States before, and he said this looks like 3rd and 4th choice signings, Dave. Never mind 2nd choice.
I start to wonder, knowing what we know about how Woodward runs the day-to-day, I start to wonder what's in Pogba's contract. I start to wonder what's in Maguire's contract. I wonder if Ollie even has a choice. Seriously, look at how they run this. Look at how they run the club. It's disgusting. You make £3 million a year and you want to tell us about COVID? You're going to take that £3 million, aren't you, pal? What the fuck is that? and then to top it all off with the cherry on the cake, they're going to go ahead and they're going to put the number 7 shirt on Edison Cavani. And that's a giant fuck you to every single one of us. That's intentional. That is on purpose saying fuck you.
Yeah, I can't really. I've not even thought about the number 7 shirt, to be honest, mate. But if that does happen, then I think you'll find United fans just giving up completely. There's a lot that I already have. I've spoke to a lot travelling around today in work. I've been in my van travelling from job to job today, listening and hoping. But I knew yesterday when the news broke regarding Telles, when the news broke regarding Cavani the other night, I knew that was going to be made to be United doing business on the last day of the window. It was just a big cover-up. And then to top it all off for me, I'm just going to bring Owen into this as well now. I'll come to Owen in a second. To top it all off today for me, and what I think has been the biggest disgrace of the day, and if these words have come out of Ollie's mouth, then I have completely lost it with him. I really have. But I don't know where you guys are or where you stand with it. But the fact that Ollie has come out and said, if he has done this, it's reported this, but if he's come out and said that he wants Romero around in this football club and he wants to keep him, then for me, Ole, you're as big a disgrace as Ed Woodward right now for saying that, if he has, because to not let Romero go to a club just because Ed Woodward cannot find the money that he wants for him to, again, like Dave says, make sure he gets his bonus paid. And like I said, this is if Ollie has said it. Ollie's been told to say this, if he has, because this for me looks like Ed Woodward not wanting to get enough. And this is why I swear I said it on my fan cam after the Tottenham game. Ollie, go. Go now before you and your name get dragged through the mud by this football club. Save yourself and make an impression. Leave the club now, because you will get no help from these players or from anyone above you. You will get thrown under the bus. Take a stand now by walking, because that's all. The only thing that is going. That's the only thing that's going to take anything or make anybody stand up at this football club right now. And I don't know where you guys are with that, especially on the Romero situation. I mean, Doug, I know you've got something to say on that there, mate. But for me, I'm fuming with that today.
It's twofold though. Like we were saying, it's not only people wanting to come into the club, but look at the treatment of players historically now from Woodward and the club for outgoings. Rio Ferdinand, you hear that story, that he wasn't even told his contract wasn't going to be re-upped until Woodward came into him after a game and told him, you're out. Look at how we're treating Romero. Look how we're treating Chris Smalling for the better part of this entire summer. Like, it's absolutely sad. It's a joke. So again, it's not even just, can we even negotiate with these clubs to even get players in? But do players even want to come to this club anymore based on the treatment of what they've seen so far? Not every rumor is going to be true, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, those two things are, again, not setting us up for success. And so the long-driven theory that I'm starting to really buy into is the only way we get players, Cavani might be a perfect example of this, is because we play these asinine wages that people are like, oh, I can't really get this anywhere else. I'll just go to United. Okay, so the only reason you really wanted to come to the club is for a paycheck, not for anything else, not for the badge, not for the fans. You come for a paycheck because you know we're going to overpay you. So then we just become a team of 11 and a bench that has a bunch of misfits who were just looking for a paycheck. There's no cohesiveness. There's no passion. And I think we're starting to see that on the pitch right now, because I saw your fan cam, Adam, and you were 100% right. No one out there is looking like they're playing for the club or the manager. Sunday was a disgrace, and now it's just going to get even worse.
Mate, I mean, Daniel Luciano, Owen, mate, come to you to let you have your say, pal. Heartbreaking, frustrating. The fans, we can't be any more patient than what we have been, mate, with this, because I said it a minute ago. I've seen what Tottenham are doing. I've seen what Arsenal are doing, and I'm sorry. There's no excuse for bringing in gate revenues and what we're actually going to be losing in this pandemic when clubs like them, who are in a seriously worse situation than what we are doing the business that they're doing, mate. I mean, it's hurting Owen right now, mate. How are you feeling, mate?
I'm just fucking pissed off, to be honest. I don't think we can be anything but fucking raging at this. We were tossing about 20 or 30 million difference in the Sancho deal, and we've signed an 18-year-old who, in all honesty, 99% of the fan base hadn't heard of until today. And it just pisses me off, man. We've had one major target. And look, Alex Telles is a good signing, but we should have signed him fucking 3 weeks ago. He should have been starting the first game against Palace. You know, you don't leave your business till late. You bring him in, you know, he has a pre-season with the squad. He settles with the squad. He's able to play. Ollie's able to, you know, fit him into his system. Not this bullshit signing people 3 games into the season. What the fuck are you doing? He's not a football man. He's a businessman. Ed Woodward couldn't run a fucking bath, let alone the biggest football club in the world. It's an absolute fucking travesty that he has the position that he has in this club. And he's fucking dragging us to the ground. And he's ruined. Like, look, I love Ollie, and I think we all do. But I don't think he's cut out for this job. But at the end of the day, none of us are going to turn on him because he's a legend at the club. But he needs to just walk away from this now because he's just getting thrown under the bus by the, he's had his targets. He's had Haaland that he wanted, didn't get him, didn't get Sancho. He's just going to get absolutely thrown under the bus. It's like that, people have been on about the 3-year cycles with Van Gaal, Mourinho. It was the most evident when we gave Mourinho a contract, didn't back him to the hilt when he should have been backed. If you're going to give the man a contract, back him. I mean, my kid's getting fucking neglected at this moment in time because I'm just fucking raging, to be honest, man.
Right, guys, anyone who has got an issue with bad language, this show is not for you, my people. But there is past the watershed, people. It's 9, okay? So we're going to let loose tonight a little bit. We've got to, because we haven't got a game for another 2 weeks, and we know that this lot, and I call them this lot, I'm not even calling them my team at the moment. That's how much I hate every single one of them right now. I'm listening to Harry Maguire, Rashford, De Gea all coming out. We're sorry. I'm sure you were sorry when we got beat by Palace. But I'm pretty certain you were sorry then as well. I'm pretty certain you were lauding up and saying you got away with one at Brighton as well. And then, what was it yesterday? Oh, yeah, record defeat at home to a manager that apparently was too stubborn, to a manager that apparently doesn't play attacking football, to a manager that the players don't listen to. Well, I'm looking at the Spurs lineup and I'm watching Mourinho turning Aurier into a world-class right-back against us. So is it us? Are we that bad? Or do we not want to take direction from a manager? And direction, I'll come to you on this, Dave. Direction's a big word right now, mate, because I don't know. All I see direction-wise for us is that way, mate, in every aspect of what this football club is.
It starts, as every single person knows, it doesn't matter what job you're in. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. It starts at the top. And what we have here is a situation where Ed Woodward is a hired gun. He's a mercenary. And that trickles down the entire way. Because you've got mercenaries on the pitch, you've got a mercenary in charge of the club, and so what do you expect? That's just it. Really, that's it.
That's it. Daniel Luciano, 2 weeks of results on these transfers, dead right, mate. Hard to take and hard to sit with. I mean, I would have no issue at all now with playing the youth team. I would have no issue at all. I don't care anymore. I really don't care. After what I seen the other day, someone was saying there, Ollie's had around about 300 million. He has been backed. I didn't make an excuse for Ollie. I just said, look, Ollie is not going to get any more than what he's already got out of this team. It's as simple as that. He's hit his mark. He's not going to get any better than third in the league. And we've seen what happened. He had 3 opportunities in trophies, 3 semi-finals. And you know what? So what? 3 semi-finals. Yeah, Owen, here's one for you, mate. He was a semi-finalist in 1984 in the FA Cup. You ain't got a clue, mate, because no one cares about semi-finalists.
No one gives a shit, man.
It's about trophies.
When I look back, I don't go, oh my God, you know what? That was an unripped. Like, you might look at the odd semi-final that you won. You never look back and go, oh, do you remember that semi-final we lost? No, we don't. No. We're not fucking Leicester. We're not gassed because we got to a semi-final. We're not some mid-table team looking to get to a semi-final. We're looking to win trophies. I don't give a shit about getting to semi-finals, man.
Well, and I don't understand this obsession with talking about how much money was spent. Because if the money spent was on talent that doesn't fit the mold of what we should be looking for, you could spend $1 billion on the squad. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you look at even Everton, they've spent money, but they've spent money in positions on the park that they needed to spend in. And then they have Ancelotti at the top, who's, let's face it, definitely a better manager than Ollie, whether you like Ollie or not. And so you've got a structure there in place where they're buying people that fit into his style of play. They're making smart signings. So, yes, they're spending money, but we are buying guys like 80 million on Maguire, Di Maria, all these other names that we didn't need, that didn't fit the style, and all the reports coming out that Van Gaal didn't even want Di Maria. So it's like,
that was obvious.
Just because you spend money doesn't mean you're actually backing the manager. Because to what we were talking about earlier, these could be the 3rd and 4th choice options that Ollie's getting So yes, you spent money, but it's not on the people that he wanted. So what does it matter?
If Ollie gets sacked, he should just come out during his resignation and call out Woodward, the Glazers, and join the ranks of Evra and shit on them. Well, yeah, I mean, will he do it? I think if Ollie isn't at United or doesn't have a role at United, he probably comes out and speaks his mind. But right now, I just feel like he's being muzzled. I really do. He cannot be sitting there liking this.
Yeah, mate.
He really can't.
Bang on.
No,
well, let's be real. Let's be real.
Tom Brady and Gronkowski. That's what
true. No, that's not true.
It's not true. And let's be 100%. Let's be honest. From what you've seen, so I don't know.
I mean, you guys actually just to touch on that one, actually, guys, because you guys are in the know there, being over there in the States. How much is the wage bill at the Buccaneers?
The Buccaneers, the entire wage bill?
Yeah.
I think they pay about $100 million a year. Tom Brady's contract is $25 million per year, but there's no sign-on fee. There's no agent fee. It all comes directly from the player. They spent $25 million a year to get Tom Brady, and that's it. Jadon Sancho would have cost you I did the math the other day, 170, 180 after you pay the transfer fee.
How much money do the Buccaneers make? How much money do the Buccaneers make?
Sorry?
How much money did he turn over?
Oh, not as much as United, but a lot.
Obviously.
Yeah, NFL franchises.
Owning an NFL team is extremely profitable.
Yeah, it's a cash cow over here, to be honest with you. And I mean,
so
Adam, and I sent it to you.
That was easy money made then. So
but Adam, I sent you the stats.
But
Adam, I even sent you the stats. The Buccaneers haven't been relevant in the NFC South for a long time. So it doesn't. Again, I was going to bring up the point. I think of the three main people that, or not three, but of the people that are in charge between the Glazers and Woodward. The biggest problem is, and from what my understanding of the Glazers here, and even based on what I just said, they don't give a shit. We can say as much as we want on fan cams and on social media. I legitimately think they probably sit back and just laugh. They probably post this in some boardroom and have a nice chuckle watching all of us talk shit on them because they don't. At the end of the day, they don't give a shit, because if they really did, they would take to heart everything that they're hearing and seeing from not even just fans, but clubs. I mean, to be this disrespected amongst all the European major powerhouses is ridiculous. Like, you look like a shit show right now, and they're sitting back going, bring it. We don't care. Bring it. You know what? We're going to troll you guys even more by, like David said, we're going to give Cavani the number 7 jersey. We'll just keep trolling the shit out of you guys because we don't care. It's ridiculous.
You got to hear this. Listen, this is from the Tampa Bay Times newspaper in Tampa Bay, just from last year. A direct quote from Joel Glazer. We're doing everything we can to turn it around, calling the 11-year playoff drought painful. Does that sound fucking familiar?
Well, it certainly does. I mean, Luke's just nailed one there. This wage structure is probably one of the bigger issues. You guys touched on it before about players when we're trying to get them out, but David De Gea wages is Mane, Robertson, Trent, Gomez, and Wijnaldum all put together. Let that sink in. The club,
Adam, and something you have to realize too. Look at the wages and look at the money we just spent on Cavani. David and I know this. Do you know how old Tom Brady is?
Oh,
do you know how old
is he
Tom Brady is?
Is he 40?
Yes. So, yes, is he one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? Sure, he's won a lot of Super Bowls. I'm not going to downplay that. They're paying money for a 40-year-old quarterback.
There you go. This is it. The Tom Brady is the next Sebastian Schweinsteiger, the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The right players at the wrong time of their career, just to make it look relevant for maybe a year. Sell a few shirts. I mean, now you guys know over there. I mean, how many shirts will Tom Brady sell in the Buccaneers souvenir shop? It's got to be a few. Got to be a few. I mean, I think
he's the third highest selling shirt, isn't it, or something like that?
Something like
that.
See it on NFL UK.
He's like so what's that? Amad Diallo to join Man United in January. Who the hell is that?
That's helpful.
Who is that?
He's a youngster. He's playing for
Is that another
team,
youngster? Is that another youngster that Ollie's never going to see because he's now going to be at the club that long? What are we doing?
Yeah.
they are going to come out and say that this is the way Man United are going forward, when all of these youngsters put together was probably that extra money that we could have bought Sancho with. Oh, if this is true, I don't even know who this guy is.
Oh, here you go. You were asking about the Adam was just asking about this. So this is Ian Rappaport. Speaking on Tom Brady, info on the Bucks uniforms. They sold more Tampa Bay merchandise after they released his jersey than the previous 17 days when they released it combined. His merchandise spiked over 3,000% day to day when they finally released his Buccaneers jersey. He's the top selling athlete right now across all sports, and the Bucks are the top selling team. Let that sink in.
There you go, businessman. And this guy isn't even coming till January, mate. Who is it? Oh, and who's this kid?
I ain't got a fucking Scooby at him. I haven't got it. I've heard of the. I'll have a Google.
Someone please just tell me who this kid is, because I'm looking at it on Sky Sports.
I think they said that this is the kid that he's played less than 30 minutes for Atalanta.
No, that's not him, mate. That's Traore. Someone else. United have made another signing, and I haven't got a clue who he is.
I don't know.
He's a worry. Traore is supposed to be coming in January.
Oh, Luckhurst is saying it's the same guy. It's that same Traore kid. It's just now he's going by the name Amad Diallo.
Oh my God! We're letting people say what name they want now.
Yeah, he is. He's the same lad. I just googled it.
Oh my days!
Are we sure they didn't just?
His name is Amad Diallo Traore. That's why.
Are we sure they didn't get the? Are we sure that they just didn't get the name wrong on the paperwork, and it was supposed to be Adama Traore?
Yeah, something like that. I think we've been looking at the wrong one. I think David Martin says that there. I mean, Palistre, he's supposed to be coming in as well. Another young kid who they're going to try and fast track. Oh, man. I mean, yeah, it's all good.
Are we running a crashery one in a football club? Like, what's going on?
This is unreal. Have we not got anything in our own youth system that's probably just as good as this, and go and buy out some players who help us now?
We're loaning out Chong. Like, why aren't we keeping them instead?
Exactly.
How is this any different from a money laundering scheme? Seriously.
Yeah, no, mate. It's a fair point. It pretty much is. It's the most elaborate one I've ever seen, man. This beats Wolf of Wall Street hands down, doesn't it?
Oh, they're just and they're just laughing the whole time. They're like, "Yeah, no, you're gonna give us some more money. We'll release a zebra kit, and you'll buy it, and we'll take some more money, and you'll pay us, and that's it."
But that's the problem. The only way you're gonna stop them is if you stop fucking spending money at the club.
Well, then let's stop.
No, it's not. It's no people. Let me tell you something. Yeah, I got a lot of stick for this the other day. Obviously, you all know that I went and bought a United shirt from United. I mean, I know a lot of people who actually work at Manchester United. And believe me, the Glazers contribute nothing to the wages of this football club. It's all paid for by what the club earns. So if I'm paying for a football shirt and it's keeping someone I know in the job at the megastore or someone at a turnstile, I've got no problem with that. These are the same hypocrites who say, "Oh, you're just feeding the monster." Well, stop your Sky subscription then. Stop all your BT. Stop watching football altogether, you cretins, because that's where the money is. It's in broadcasting. It's not in the merchandise. It's exactly what it is. They're getting their money from sponsors, from broadcasters. I mean, look at what everyone's spending now. The only reason Spurs and Arsenal are spending money is because they're getting money off broadcasters. That's it. The money that's involved in the Premier League is absolutely scandalous. It really is. And for me, I just feel like until United drop, you could even talk relegation, and we're never going to get back to winning the league. We're not. It's just not going to happen. They're just going to keep us relevant enough to earn the money. And you know what? Even the games that are streamed, I've seen Earl there. He said stream the games for free. I mean, the broadcasters are even starting to block them out as well. I noticed for a fact they're starting to block it out. There's a few people who are struggling with it at the moment, especially over here. Anyway, I know that. So for me, there's no way that this is going to stop until they've got the extra year's grace now of the Adidas deal, which is a big one for them. The new sponsorship deal for the shirt, Chevrolet's finished next year, so that's going to be very, very interesting what happens with that in the certain situation that we're in right now. Is that going to be more of a short-term sponsorship deal in the climate? Is that going to be another big sponsor? I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, Saeed's just popped in there. Potch in November.
What's that?
You know what?
What's that?
He's
That's ridiculous.
This guy, I swear, he loves Poch, man.
Saeed, I gotta say, like he is like the most epic troll on like any United fan channel. I was watching him. I was watching his tweets come in on Sunday, and the amount of shtick he was giving every other player but Harry Maguire. I was like, my dude,
mate, he's gotta love Harry Beckenbauer.
What's Harry Maguire worth today? 40 million? 20 million? He might be worth 20 million pounds on the market.
Shout out to my guy Aaron as well for jumping on it. I mean, it's disastrous. We are regarding transfers. It's disastrous. There's worse words I would even use. It's God.
But you have to understand. I mean,
to talk about it, it really does. It just pains me now.
But this club is getting butchered on every major media outlet. I mean, NBCSN, ESPN. I mean, but this is where I'm saying is like if they have to be seeing these things, their media team has to be telling these guys, this is what's being said, this is what's going on. And for them to just blatantly disregard all of that and just basically give the finger to everyone and just continue to do what they think because they know best. This is why it doesn't matter if you can't, to me, it doesn't matter if you cancel subscriptions, don't buy their merchandise, like they just don't care. And I think at the end of the day, that's what it's boiled down to me is watching all of this unfold, is that they literally could give two shits about anything and anyone outside of them, which is depressing as hell.
All we can hope for is that the Saudis come in and get rid of them, mate. That's the only fucking hope. But then they're questionable as fuck as well. So, I mean, there's no winning in this situation, really, man.
Well, that's the problem.
It's the thing that we love, and we're seeing it die right in front of our eyes, and it's killing all of us. That's what it is, really and truly.
No, and what Adam said is like 100% right. Those people that work at the stadium, those people that work in the team shop, the marketing people, the social media team, they don't deserve to be harmed by this. 100%, they don't. They're you and me,
There's
right?
some good people working in there, mate. There really is.
Right, and they don't deserve to be harmed. But it becomes such a difficult proposition because it's like, well, how do we affect the change that we want to affect as fans without the collateral damage of those people? It's a mess.
Yeah, I mean, I know about them VPNs, Alien, mate. I do know about them, mate. I know all about them.
But even look at the amount of shtick that Arsenal's been getting all day for getting rid of Gunnersaurus. I mean, like,
that's just I've ordered though, man. Geezer's worked 27 years dressed as a fucking dinosaur, and they just let him go because they're cutting costs.
Yeah, and
this is why I think, you know what, when we was in the lockdown and we was all praising our football club for how we acted and how we treated the staff and not furloughing people, you know what, I think this was a ploy. You know what, small loss now and then a bigger gain later. That's what it probably looks like now, because it just looks like it was all set up now by the club to not get rid of people in the pandemic, come across really well, and then smack us all in the face with this. It just looks like they were just giving themselves a bit of room. And it's hurting me. It's doing my head.
But can we be real for a second? If you know how obviously businesses are run, there may be, and this is just pure speculation, but I've seen the ugly side of things, right? There is a world where people could have been laid off and had to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and so they can't say anything under the guise of you may get sued. So there's potentially people that were laid off or furloughed, and we just don't know about it because they can't say anything, because the minute it hits the media and it's like, hey, you know what? There actually was a layoff. They could go after anyone and everyone that they want to if they had to sign something. I'm not saying that's true. I'm not one of these in the know people. I'm just saying there was a lot of good vibes, to your point, around how the club were treating people when every other club was laying people off and everything. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden we get to the transfer time and all of that goodwill is just gone.
Yeah, great point there by Jamal Yumov. Thomas Partey deal took 6 hours from start to finish. How have Arsenal overtaken us, guys? How have that club, who are again run by another American, and
but they have a director of football. They hired a director of football.
Yeah, but they're still pumping the money in, though, aren't they, mate? They're still giving them money. A director of football can only work when he's got a little bit of money to spend. And this is probably why we're not bringing a director of football, because he would probably out the Glazers even more. And right on cue, answering all your questions, answering everyone, coming straight back at you. So
here he is. Here he is. Here he is.
Oh, yeah. How's it going, mate?
Here he is.
United Central is in the house.
Come on.
Talk to me, Saeed, mate. Let it rip, mate. Talk to me.
Well,
How
what do
happy
you
are
want
you
to say?
today, mate?
What
You
do you want
finished
to say?
school. You finished school at what, 3:30? Walking home,
Half-3,
hoping, thinking, you know what? Maybe this club can do something for me. Maybe they can pull something out of the bag, get us going again. Surprise transfer, and wow, it just turns quickly into depression mode, mate.
That's the story of the football club, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'm just glad I see some little bit of Pochettino news at the end of the day, man. That made me a bit smile, you know what I mean? So, no, I don't honestly, mate. You know what I mean? It's a disaster window, mate. It really is, man, because we needed a right winger. We haven't got him. You know what I mean? I don't know what that kid is going to do in January, but that just shows you, man, Sancho's not coming to this football club, man. So if we knew all along, why didn't we just, I said it from day one, if we knew all along, why didn't we just go and look at replacements or alternatives from the get-go? You know what I mean? I think with Man United, what they did was they put all the eggs in one basket, and you know what I mean? And now it's not paid off.
Why not make it a full house and bring in Aaron?
Mate.
Bring in my guy Aaron as well.
What's going on, everyone?
Aaron, man. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like you know what I mean. We messed up here, and I feel like top four was probably looking unlikely after the result against the result. Now I think it's even more unlikely because now you're looking at Martial losing a couple of games. Can Cavani straight away without no match fitness, no match rhythm, not playing since January? Can he come back and start firing? You know what I mean? There's a lot of pressure on Greenwood now to score goals. Mate, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, man. And we play PSG coming up, man. PSG, RP Leipzig, Southampton away, Chelsea away.
You nailed it there. Said nailed it there, mate. I'll come to you on it as well, Aaron, mate. Normally, and someone said this the other day. I posted it out. It was True Jordan. True Jordan said it the other day. He says every time Ollie's under pressure, he gets lucky. He gets like a League Cup game to come back on and win easily. I'm looking at the games when we come back. Said just touched on it then. And you know what? I think I'm right. I think we're done. I think this club's done. I can't see a way back. I really can't see a way back. I don't think the players will play for Ollie. I'm looking at Martial's attitude, and you know what?
Yeah, these are Ollie signings, mate.
Is that muted? Sorry, Aaron. Sorry, muted.
It's Cavani's Ollie signing. Tellez, I don't think Ollie's signing. You know what I mean? You're looking at, what's it called?
Could have been.
The guys, these are not Ollie signings. So you're looking at it, thinking, he's probably going to go soon. He probably is. And it might be sad for some people, but yeah, man, we need to defend it. Trust me, man. It's all bad, bro. You know what I mean? But, mate, it's not Ollie signings. Sorry to interrupt you. It's not signings.
Oh, man. Sorry, that one just tickled me. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, God. Aaron Said's bang on, mate. I don't think anyone. I don't even think Van der Beek was his signing.
No,
I really don't, because he can't fit him in his team. So why buy the player? Ever said it, Aaron, on Sunday, mate. I don't know if you heard. He says, "Why buy a player that we don't need? We need other positions before this guy."
Yeah,
and you know what?
I was happy with Van der Beek coming in, but the more I kept thinking about it, I was like, yes, he's a good player, and I like the way he plays. I like his intelligence and all of his good attributes, but I kept thinking, do we really need him? And if we don't start him, is it really necessary for him to come? I mean, I was buzzing. Don't get me wrong. And when he stepped on the pitch, every time he does, I want him to do well. And thank God he has been doing so. But if you're not going to play him, like if you're going to put him in for 10, 15 minutes maximum, then what's the point? There's so many questions I'm asking myself. And, yesterday I was obviously like everyone else, I was fuming about the loss. Just a little side story. I was so angry. And I thought, you know what? Manchester United let me down, but there's one team that's not going to let me down, and it's the Lakers. And they did. I was just it was a horrible day for me yesterday. Like I'm telling you,
right,
guys.
Aaron, mate. I've got my channel is full of these Yankee doodles here, mate. And I mean, Doug and Dave have just educated us on the Brady and the Buccaneers financials and all sorts. So yeah, if you want to get into the old Americans.
But speaking of, our owners, they what is the team that they own again in America?
Tampa Bay Bucks.
the Buccaneers.
But what I don't understand, how is it possible that they invest more money in that team than they do in Manchester United?
They don't.
Get it.
They don't.
They don't.
Oh, they don't.
No,
Okay,
no.
I was wrong.
I just got educated the fuck on this, Aaron, mate. Honestly.
No, I would love to know. I would love to learn and know, obviously. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't watch that sport as often, but I would like to know. Maybe because
Really,
I
you're
was
not
thinking. Yeah, go on.
No, I was gonna say you're not missing much, but like if you want to compare, like if like everybody says, oh, they spent the Sancho money on Tom Brady. Tom Brady cost them $25 million a year, and that's all.
Wow.
Sancho would have cost you 108 plus his salary plus the agent fees. It's not comparable, and they have nothing to do with one another.
Right.
Yeah, and Aaron, like we were saying earlier, you have to understand that so the way that the NFL is set up is you're in divisions, right? And they're in the NFC South. They've been in the basement of the NFC South for years now. They've made little to no investments. And as we were telling Adam, you have to understand the pattern that they do with United almost fits to a T with the Bucks. They just invested money in a 40-year-old quarterback. Understand that. 40 plus years old. Now, yes, he's won Super Bowl after Super Bowl with the Pats.
Yeah.
A lot of that, funny enough, with United, there was a lot of talk was it Brady? Was it Belichick? Was it both of them? Who was it? So, but then they sign him and they expect instant success down in Tampa Bay. It takes time to gel. It takes time for him to get into a system. And again, you've just brought someone in who's way past his prime. Now, whether or not he can play is a different story. But he's not early 30s, mid 30s. He's 40 plus years old, playing the most competitive position in the NFL. It's going to take time, but they want instant success. It doesn't make any sense.
Which
Dave,
is
you've got
sounds
to
very
shoot
similar.
off, Dave, mate.
Yeah, I've got class in a minute here, but I just wanted to drop one more thing, if I may, because I'm really
Brace yourselves.
really angry. Saeed, my man, this is for you, my friend.
Yeah, man.
Ready? My grandfather is a better central defender than Harry Maguire. Okay, and wait, hang on. See, there's three things that my grandfather has working against him. Okay, number one, he's American. Number two, he's never kicked a football in his life. And number three, he's dead.
Oh, it's still the show.
I can't come back on that, man. I want to be respectful, though. I can't come on that. I'll leave it as that.
No, much love, Dave. Much love. I got to roll, guys.
All right, enjoy yourself,
you, man.
Dave. Chin
Peace.
up, mate.
Guys.
Oh, guys, I mean, Aaron,
Can I just ask you guys? I want to know your thoughts on,
Go on,
the thing that Manchester United just announced. Obviously, we acquired, or we're going to acquire, the young player from Atalanta. He's coming in January because of the work permit thing. When I saw that confirmed by obviously various journalists, I just looked at the tweets and I'm just like, why? I just don't understand it. Why?
No,
And-
it's pointless, mate,
and I'm
because
looking at-
all he's not
Aaron,
going
did
to
you
do
ever
that.
heard of him before today?
Listen, and you know me. I'm someone who
Yeah,
watches
you watch a
European
lot of football. Like, I'm asking you.
Never heard of the kid before. Never.
Is that probably
Like,
because
if you haven't
he
heard of
doesn't
him,
play?
bruv, no one's fucking heard of him because you watched every game of every league.
And it's the
Like,
price
if
tag
you
for
don't
me,
know
bro.
him, no one has a fucking Scooby who is.
It's the price tag. We're paying 40 million euros, and I'm just like, that money could have gone towards the Sancho transfer fee.
You realize that 40 million at some point could have gotten us Bellingham and Holland,
Oh my god!
because they were both about 20 apiece.
Don't make me more pissed off than I already am, man.
I'm just saying.
I'm
I'm
already
just saying.
upset about life. Don't
Just
come
saying.
at me with these upsetting things.
Oh, mate,
saying.
as much as we like to banter Arsenal, I mean, Saeed, mate, they just wrapped up Thomas Partey and Gabriel for about 68 million, mate. I mean, we have, mate, we have taken their place, mate. We have vice versa. We've switched. We are Banter FC, mate. It's all it's done and dusted.
I know. I had to just like swallow some pride, you know what I mean? I called them out on Twitter, you know what I mean? I said, how did Banter FC get Partey? But you know what, man? They came at me, man, and said, you are the Banter FC right now. And I can't complain, mate. I really can't, man.
You got nothing.
Exactly, you know what I mean? I've just got to try and wave the flag, you know what I mean, and keep our kind of pride. But there is no pride, mate. I can't really say anything, man. You know what I mean? Thomas For me, that midfield, yeah, I keep telling you guys, mate, Matic for CDM, yeah, it's absolutely travesty, mate. He does not shield the back four. This myth, yeah, that Matic shields the back four, it's a myth, mate. It's an absolute myth, mate. Because what you got to
Don't
realize,
say that in front of Ricky. He'll start
listen, I'll
swinging
tell
it.
you, you know what I mean? I'll put more statement because I'm not on that channel anymore. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But you know what?
He's gonna send Dan James after you.
Well,
yeah.
That's all Dan James can do is fucking run. He can't do anything else, can he?
He'll chase you down, Saeed. Look out.
We needed this midfield. We needed a Partey just ahead of Pogba, and then maybe Bruno or Van der Beek, vice versa. Because Partey at least, yeah, will give you the energy in midfield. He'll give you the energy. He's a box-to-box midfielder. For me, Matic is not a box-to-box midfielder. For me, he's lost his legs. And yesterday was proven in a high-intensity game, Matic cannot do the job anymore. Ndombele, Sissoko, and Højbjerg, they pressed him. And when they press Matic, yeah, he can't do a half turn. He can't pass it, a simple pass. He can't, use his power anymore. He's got nothing about him anymore. 5 years ago under Jose Mourinho, when he came up, him and Kante, they were brilliant, unbelievable. But now the game's evolved. It's powerful. It's crazy, man. Like you can't keep up. Look at Fabinho yesterday. Fabinho, for me, is one of the best centre defensive mids in the world. But yesterday, look, McGinn, Barkley, and Grealish, the energy in there, the pace in there, it caused havoc. And this is what the Premier League's about. Nobody can defend anymore in the Premier League. Have you noticed, guys? Nobody can defend anymore. You need quick players. You need powerful players. And Fred yesterday was criminal not to start yesterday. Criminal. And I like some Partey, yeah. Now Arsenal, I've got the right balance now. They've got Xhaka to control the midfield. They've got Partey to be the box-to-box. And then they've got maybe a Willian or someone, Saka, to be the creator. They've got the right balance there. Man United still can't get the right balance in terms of the front three. Donny van der Beek has come to this football club to be on the bench. It's crazy. I call it from day one. Pogba and Bruno cannot play with each other. Unless Pogba is more forward, Pogba and Bruno cannot play with each other because both of them want to attract to the ball. It's like a magnet. They both get attracted to the ball. They both want to go forward. Then they leave Matic isolated, and then people have a go at Maguire when everyone's going forward. It's a simple science, guys. I'm not trying to defend Harry Maguire here, but when everyone's going forward, you can't defend Harry Maguire
anyway. Let him say it. Let him say it. He's got his. When you realize this, yeah, when you've got an incompetent, CDM. When everyone's going forward, when imagine Luke Shaw is bombing on forward, Wan-Bissaka bombing on forward, you've got two defenders here against four players. This system that Ollie's got, it's not built to defend. People don't realize it. It's not built to defend. We're not compact. Last year we were compact because I felt like Matic was doing his job more, and you know what I mean. We were a bit more solid. Wan-Bissaka wasn't bombing on forward. He kept his position, and everyone kept saying, "Wan-Bissaka attack. Can he attack?" Well, now people are saying, "Why is he not? Why when he's attacking? Oh, where is he back forward? Where is he back in his position?" We can't win with the system, and Harry Maguire in a system that will help him, where the fullbacks or the centre defensive mid can hold their position. Either one of them two can hold their position. Then you got people that are willing to run for the ball, willing to trap back. Look at Højbjerg and Ndombele and Sissoko yesterday, willing to make the hard yards. That's the problem. We don't have players that are willing to make the hard yards. For me, Paul Pogba, I love him, yeah, but he's not willing to make the hard yards. Bruno Fernandes, he goes missing in games. What's it called? Matic hasn't got the legs. Luke Shaw, positionally awful. So you know what I'm trying to say to you? This, for me, you can blame Harry Maguire all you want. Take him out of the team, yeah, and you'll see him saying the same bad United because we are not in a system to defend. Simple. Yeah, I'm just going to bring
over
super chat before we get into that.
Look what that did.
Yeah, once again, Elliot Bishop there. Net spend of 35 million says it all. Wanted Grealish, Sancho got Van der Beek, doesn't want him. He signs Tellers 13.6, sells Smalling for the same. Net spend 35 million. PR spin United. I can't really disagree with that, to be honest. It is all. There's no walking of any walk at the moment. It's all talking. But
Adam, you know what annoyed me yesterday?
Go on, mate.
I don't know if you guys touched on this already, if you guys spoken about this, but the reaction from the players to our defeat yesterday. All of a sudden, I'm seeing all these posts about we're sorry. And I'm like, if I was the manager and my team gets spanked the way we got spanked, I'm literally looking at everyone's faces in the dressing room and I'm saying, if anyone even dares to put anything on social media, you're out of the team. You're not playing anymore. Because what I want to see is you getting in training, work hard, go into the next game and show the fans that you're sorry on the pitch, not on social media, but on the pitch. Because remember when we lost to what was that game that we lost to at home and it was very embarrassing? I think it was City in the Carabao Cup when it came and we lost 3-1.
Yeah, I remember it outside, mate. I nearly got arrested. Yeah.
Yeah, some prick ran in at the fan camp and tried to rugby tackle you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you were there with me or with me, yeah?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
I remember that game, and I think I can't remember if it's that game, but I remember there was another game where one of the players came out as well and said we're sorry and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, this happened before. What? So if we go, obviously I don't wish that to happen, but if this run that we have now, Newcastle, PSG, Chelsea, Leipzig, Arsenal, Istanbul, and Everton. Wait, let me say that again. Let me say that again.
Oh, we're fucked.
Let me say that again. Newcastle.
Go that way, the other way.
Newcastle. PSG. No, Newcastle. What is it? PSG.
Newcastle,
Chelsea,
PSG.
Leipzig.
Arsenal. We got Everton in there too.
Istanbul,
Everton's
and Everton.
after,
Yeah.
Guys, this next month is going to be tough.
Mate,
It's going to be very tough. I'm looking at.
I've already said
I don't think
Ollie's
we're
not
getting
making it to
Newcastle.
I don't think.
Ollie's not making it to November. I mean, maybe for Saeed this is good news, but he's not making it to November.
There's no way he's making it to December. And because of the mood as well, there was not just the whole bust up story during halftime, but now obviously you guys have seen it as well. Romero's wife coming out taking shots at the club.
That's been announced now that Cavani's got the number 7 shirt, guys.
Is it like actually? What on United? That's a fucking joke. That is a joke. That number 7 shirt might as well just mean nothing now.
Wow, that's the ownership take. Is that true? Everyone's putting it up in the comments, mate.
Everyone's saying it, yeah.
Have they actually officially announced it?
Cavani,
They haven't announced it.
It's not United.
Mohamed Bafasi said it. Mohamed Bafasi. He just said it now. It goes, Edis Cavani to officially sign a contract. He'll be a Man United player and he will be wearing the legendary number 7 shirt.
You know what, Dave before he went off was going ape on that, absolutely ape. That was the ownership just trolling every single football fan of Man United there, what they were doing. Dave called that out earlier on before he finished, and he's got it right. That is that's the icing on the cake, boys. I'm sorry. That's just sent me over the edge.
Who's had the number 7 since Ronaldo, isn't it?
Valencia,
Owen, Di Maria.
I forgot about Owen.
Sanchez.
Di Maria, God. Owen.
Did Depay get it? Did Depay have it? Yeah, he did, didn't he?
I forgot about him.
Memphis,
Jesus Christ. You know that was the 3rd highest selling shirt in the world behind Ronaldo and Messi that year?
Because I remember that it was a big hype at the time when we signed it.
Oh, boys, I'm I don't know which way to go with that at all.
I've got nothing left like Ian Beale out here, man. I'm fucking dying, man.
I agree with my bro, man, when he said that he's not making it to November.
He's run out of ideas. He's run out of ideas.
Not just that, Saeed. Because of the bust up during halftime, and now with Romero's wife coming out and slating the club, if Romero doesn't leave, there's going to be so much disarray within the dressing room. And
mate, what did I say before? I said it to the boys before, Aaron, mate. I said that is the biggest disgrace of this window, not letting that guy go. If all he else come out and said what would have told his around at the football club, that's simply because we're not getting enough for Ed Woodward. That's all that is. It's an absolute farce.
And because
we're embarrassing.
Anyone that's played football,
we got it for free. It doesn't
matter. It doesn't matter whether it doesn't matter whether you've played football at the highest level, Sunday league, whatever it is with friends. You lose 6-1. Yeah, you lose the game 6-1 and you get spanked. It plays with your mental, bro. Absolutely. You might be the baddest baller on the planet. If you lose in that manner, doubts start to creep in. And within yourselves, you're looking at each other like, how was this possible? And because of when something like this happens, you need a manager that's going to have the characteristics of picking people up and go, you know what, guys? Forget about what happened. Let's move on. Personally, I don't think Ollie's got what it takes to pick up the dressing room from that. And on top of that, the bust up during halftime. Yeah. Bruno already. You can tell Bruno is a guy with a lot of temperament. You can tell when he goes off. I can imagine if he has a go at you, he's having a go at you. Like he's not going to back down.
Aaron, you nailed it there. I said the same thing yesterday. Since Bruno's come in, he's been a problem because his standards are that high. The others are not liking it, and this is the issue.
Because everyone's too comfortable. Harry Maguire is our club captain, and as long as I'm unless I'm wrong, I've never heard Ollie come out and say, or even heard that, Ollie's had a go at this player in the dressing room, or I just feel like nobody wants to take accountability for their mistakes. Everyone's just, pushing the blame to each other. And it's just like, nah, it's this guy's fault and it's this guy's fault. And, coming out in press conferences after the games and all feeling sorry for yourself. You know what? After that game yesterday, no player should have given an interview to me. If there was one player, it should have been Harry Maguire.
Yeah, captain.
Do you know what I mean? And it's
you know what? And you know what else? I've not heard anything from.
Don't do it on Twitter and fucking Instagram.
It's the same generic excuses all the time. The same generic things. Oh, we feel embarrassed. We feel sad. I guarantee you that every single player in that dressing room feels bad. It's the same generic bullshit all the time, and it just repeats. History just repeats itself. And
it said itself, honestly, mate. They said the same thing against after Palace. They said the same thing after Brighton. We got away with one, and now we're saying it again after equaling the equaling our club record defeat. And then Ollie's got the brass to come out and say this club has lost 6-1 before. Are you even seriously comparing this football?
This is your manager, man. This is your manager.
And like I said, I'm looking at the teams that we're playing. If Steve Bruce is very intelligent, and if he, for once in his life, wants to get the tactics right, because I've got Newcastle fans that keep saying he doesn't, if all he has to do against us, play 2 banks of 4, play 2 up front, let Callum Wilson do all the running in the channels and everything, and literally go to Andy Carroll before the game and tell him, I want you to make Maguire's, Lindelof's, or Bay, whoever's going to play in central defense, make their life for 90 minutes a living hell. Because we all know Andy Carroll is capable of doing that. He is an absolute bastard to play against. When he jumps, you all know, when he jumps, he's going to use his elbows. He's going to shove you. He's going to push you. He's going to make you. He's going to make you. He's going to make you live a nightmare for 90 minutes. And if I'm Steve Bruce,
Here we go.
What's going on?
Cavani announced.
Yeah?
He's announced.
Is that on the app or what?
Oh, let me mute myself.
No.
On Twitter.
It's on.
Is it Cavani?
Well, it's only a 1-year deal, it's looking like, with an option to buy for a second.
Yeah, looks like already a new player and he will be made official, surely, yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, but to back up something Aaron was saying, I think the only time I've ever seen really Ollie go after someone was when he went after Jesse on the touchline when he was threatening to take him off. And I forget what game that was.
City.
That was the only time I've ever seen in-game him show any sort of emotion towards a player on the pitch if he was that upset with them. Yeah, that's the only time.
Oh man, this
really
is the problem, mate.
Affected in Paris, made for Manchester.
Yeah,
is that what they said?
Is that what the club said?
Who is on our fucking social media team that wrote that?
We know him. It's that guy we were talking about the other
week. They
week.
literally said, made for
Perfected
Manchester,
in Paris,
ladies and gentlemen. Introducing
made for Manchester. Are you having a bubble? Geezer's from Uruguay. He's going to get off the plane, see the pissing rain, and want to get off.
He's been riding his horse for the last 3 months. He's not played since March. You're resting all hopes on a player who's not played since March.
Apparently, one of the major reasons he signed for us is that we have PSG in our Champions League group, and he feels he was let go by them unfairly. And he was let go of the club. He was mistreated by the club, and he wants to get back at him. That was apparently one of the main reasons that he signed for us.
You know what, guys? Let me just get it. I said
so
this
we're basically a rebound club for him. But...
Yeah, let me just get it out. I said this the other day. Cavani, for me, he's a good player. But
Good player.
If you'd have bought him 3 months ago, when we should have, when everyone knew he was free, to fill a position, so we could go and buy a Sancho for a position that we really need to spend money on. But for United to come out today and make this whole palaver, you know what? I won't be surprised if we get a welcome to Manchester poster going up on Deansgate for this guy at the moment. The way the club are building this up, it's turning into a farce. It's turning into a farce. How do you expect Ollie to control this guy? He's not even going to look up to him. He's not even going to look up to him.
You see, Ollie's quotes are quite, you know what I mean? It's just, when you copy and paste quotes, mate, that's all it is, man.
Right, so Ollie said the Glazers are good people. If you back him, you back them. Whilst Cavani is underwhelming because we have no Sancho, he's better than Rashford. No, he's not better than Rashford, mate, right now. Totally disagree with that, but cheers for the super chat, mate. Rashford probably was the only one who's come out of that Tottenham game with any credit, to be honest, for the amount of running that he did for me, and that was pushing it at probably a 3 out of 10. The rest of them were in the minuses and ones for me. Cavani, I mean, for me, he's not even been brought up. I don't know if you guys want to touch that before we finish up in a minute, but I think Martial's getting off lightly from yesterday as well, in my opinion. Petulant, he's been missing for 3 games now this season. He's going to be missing for another 3 now because of suspension. I mean, we were putting all our hopes on Martial to be our number 9 and crack on from the finish of last season. And for me, he just doesn't something so badly wrong here. It's like Gary Neville kept touching on it yesterday.
What'd you say? Sorry.
Jadon Sancho wants to join the stream.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time because he's
Jadon, man, go for it. You're isolated, man.
He's isolating now, isn't he, as well? God,
that's crazy, you know. If we'd have signed him, we wouldn't have got him to Manchester. Would have been isolated.
I know.
Oh, hell, mate.
That's blessed. I would have taken that at least. I'd have taken that over Cavani.
Yeah, mate. No, I know what you're saying there, Daniel, mate. It's we're done as United. We've just got to sit through this now and take it on the chin. This is our bad time, and it's going to get worse, especially with what I'm seeing at the moment. I don't get me wrong, Cavani could work. There's a chance that he could work, yeah, but we're not looking at that right now. We're looking at it going, it's a short-term fix. And all these signings for me, before we finish up, I'm just going to get all your opinions on it, but all these signings for me, seem to be for another manager. So
I told you, South American contingent.
I'm looking at all the players.
Do you know what I'm doing? I'm going to make a statement right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking. I know crossing borders, and this doesn't usually happen. But if I was United, I'd be looking at Bielsa making a 1-year contract extension at Leeds and going summertime. Throw everything at that man. Get a disciplinarian into this club. Get a disciplinarian into this club who is going to put these players in their place. For Smalling, for a player like Smalling to leave this football club because he knows what is going on, says everything you need to know about this club right now. So I'm going to ask each of you before we finish. Give me a month. Doug, I'll come to you first, mate. Give me a month when Ollie leaves.
December. All right, before December.
I can't. The only reason I'm asking this is because I just don't see him lasting. I think he's done. I don't think the players are going to play for him. I really don't. No. Owen?
I'm going to say after the Everton game, because I feel like he'll get himself some credit along the way and get himself a bit of time within that run, because it seems like Chelsea in the league seems to be his game. So I feel like we might get a result against Chelsea and then it will just be too much for him. And then the Everton could be the one where it gets very ugly. We could lose very badly.
They'll be one of them where they're challenging, they're going up, and then they're going down.
Up in the world, and we are going on the shitter. Yeah. And they could absolutely tear us apart. And I feel like that's going to be his last game.
Mate, Everton tear us apart when they're
shit. So imagine when they're flying.
Oh man, I mean, Aaron, mate, how do you see this going down, pal? Can he last through them fixtures? How many of them fixtures can he last through that you just come up with then, mate?
I don't think it's going to last. I don't think he will. It's going to be very, very tough for him, and it's going to take some sort of magic. It's going to take some sort of magic for him to turn this around. And I'm not talking about, the tactical side of things, but just getting the players back on his side. It's going to be so tough.
Who's the next three? Is it Newcastle, Chelsea, and who's the league game?
PSG and Chelsea.
Yep. I don't
see next 3 games.
Yeah. So which one are you going for, Aaron?
I'm going to sign. I'm going to agree with Doug, and I'm going to say he's not making it till December. No. Unfortunately, because
there's a reason Poch hasn't signed the contract anywhere else.
As much as everyone loves him, and I understand that, but you have to understand as well that as much as sentiment is involved in football, it's a business and it's a result-driven business. And if you don't get the results, I'm sorry, but you have to go.
That's it. I mean, Olif, we all want. By the way, people, I want this to work for Ollie, I really do. But I can only say what I see. I can say what I see, and the fact that Mourinho came out and told his players to respect football yesterday and go easy on a United team at Old Trafford is beyond, for me. It's to the next level of ridiculous. I don't know if you guys seen that interview. Si, did you see that, mate? I mean, would you take take Jose back, mate? But that's what Jose said.
No.
You never go back. You never go back.
Never
No,
back.
should he have gone? Should he have gone?
No, he should have gone, mate. He should have gone. No, he should have gone, mate. Because listen, I was leaving early matches, mate. I've never left early matches.
I fell asleep at a game, man.
You were falling asleep under Van Gaal as well, though.
Yeah, even Van Gaal was playing snakes. Mourinho was bloody thingy. And what's the other manager? We had a guy in the Everton game. Remember the guy in the Everton game where he had the Halloween costume? A day was last game. Bloody hell, mate. We've been banter club. But just on Ollie, mate, I think, you know me, you know my feelings, man. I was singing Ollie's at the wheel last year, January. Honestly, I was there. Remember the FA Cup? We were singing Ollie's at the wheel. And I said to him, listen, this guy could be the next manager for the next 3 or 4 years, and he can build on from here. I just looked at it and I thought his limitations as a manager. That's, for me, the key thing is a limitation as a manager. It's not about the, you know what I mean, can he do well with better players or whatnot? Everyone could do better with better players. But I just look at the limitations as a manager. And yesterday, when I looked at it at 2-1, we could have kept in the game, we could have stayed in the game. But he went full throttle. As a manager, there was no in-game management to say, you know what, let's sit back, guys. Let's make them hard to beat, and we'll go from there. And you know what? I didn't see him change it one bit at all. So you know what? Yeah, but I think you know what? End of October, mate. I think end of October.
Yeah, I reckon. Aliens winding us up there. Can you imagine? Oh my God! So yeah, in them games we have to play Cavani, by the way, people, because Martial's then suspended. But I'm going to leave the video there, guys. I'm just going to say thank you to all the super chatters, everyone for sticking with us, all the comments, Aaron and Said for jumping in, Dave for coming on before, Doug.
Appreciate it,
Owen,
man.
been here from the start. Guys, I mean, you know these guys' socials, but I'm going to get them to shout you out now because we need to keep talking and communicating between ourselves just to keep us going. Doug, just give the people a shout on your socials, mate, before we leave.
Yeah, G-Sung Doug on Twitter.
Sweet as. I love that name, by the way. God, I'd do anything to have that man back in my team right now.
Trust me. We could really do with someone like him now.
Yes. Owen, mate. Oh, we're going for a beer.
Connie Red 99. Owen Roch 1. I'm going to be doing a preview on my show for the Ireland game this Thursday because we're actually playing a qualifier, so that might give me a bit of joy in my life because I'm currently fucking depressed about United. Give us a look at that crafty couple, myself and Key.
Aaron, mate, we're in Stride for Stride in your channel, pal. Hit the people up, mate. Where can we catch you, buddy?
Absolutely. Mr. Aaron UTD, you can see it here. I've recently just hit 8,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you for that. So make sure you follow me on my socials as well. It's the same @name everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat if you like. Follow me.
And you all know the Man United Central side. Give him a shout out,
man. Thanks for having me on, mate. United Central on
Anytime,
YouTube, mate. Nice one.
People, you take care. Transfer window's over. We're done out here. It is international break. We have to sit on this shambolic performance from yesterday, the shambolic performance today in the window for 2 weeks now before we even see a game. And then it's up to Newcastle, who we can't even beat when we're playing half decent. Oh, God, I'm giving up. Oh, that's it. I'm done. People, take care. I will see you in the week. I will keep you posted as to what is coming up on the channel. I'm sure there'll be something to talk about this week, as always. I'll be back with everyone you can see here at some point as well, no doubt. Oh, take care, people. Go crack open a beer.